or sorry, the Ahri stays mid, the Sion goes support. I don't know, guys. This is quite wild, but looks like it is going to be Sion jungle.
Kind of liking that vibe. Look, it's going to be a weird and wonderful game. Looking forward to it. Sub Under the Rift.
Now it looks like we're going to see the delayed invade here from DPlus. Will be spotted by this ward. Kellen will scout it. They don't show the Sion critically here, but I think very much DRX know what's happening, and let's see how well they can defend this, because the key is, even if you don't kill Beryl or Paddock, you're going to deny a lot of farm here in general and slow down what is Milio's greatest strength, is getting that early lane prio and outranging carries like this Draven at level 1.
Yeah, Canyon already stealing away these chickens as Croco.
That's Hojin, by the way.
Yeah, Tom also didn't play that many games. So it's really, really funny. So 3,000 days ago. And what Sion even was that? You know?
Yeah, that's a good question. 8 years ago.
So it's sort of compounding. The negatives are really starting to fly through here as Canyon, without an ultimate, however, there is a nod to push Canyon into that wall, and he has to flash to get himself out of there. To get out of that one, as Kellen finds yet another one, this time onto Beryl. The Ignite is down as the train is going to barrel down the river. The surprise Sion from the jungle. This is what we're all scared about. Bone Skewer is going to go wide though, but that is all the flashes you will ever need as DPlus KIA to guarantee control. Over in the fog of war there as this Pike.
Rascal's down here.
Yeah, moving on in. You can see Canna's roaming down as well. Doesn't have teleport though, so there is a brief moment where DRX will have extra people. Paddock dealing with Kellen as Yahoo's going to dive forward. Canyon has to flash and is going to be able to get himself out of there. Paddock throws down the ultimate, but it's not massive just yet. He has to flash to get out of the way of the stun. And now Canna's finally found his way in here. Canyon just walks on forward, picks it up. It's a double for Showmaker as Canna wants to find more. And Yahoo gets underneath the turret. He should be alive for the moment, as Paddock's there as well, and he is going to be able to keep his mid laner safe. But man, it's not going well for DRX, and it may not be over just yet.
I don't think it's over just yet, Atlas. I think you're exactly right. Here we go!
Falling death, there's the cash double as X marks the spot. And oh dear. All right, well, DRX, they might be able to deny it, as no, DRX are going to have to back away. Bone Skewer going to connect onto Yahoo, but he's pretty tanky. Canna off to the side in a little bit of danger as Rascal does have his flash available, but Canna will make it to relative safety. Croco in trouble, and Yahoo's going to be taken down. X once again is going to mark the spot. He will have the reset as Canna is going to now flashes away. The perfect game is still alive as Showmaker avoids the Moonlight Vigil, and Rascal not going to get the rupture there. The Drake will fall into the hands of DPlus KIA. Oh, I know the strat. I've seen this before. I lost hair because of this situation. As Nevermind all out, going to be coming through as Canna. I think he's going to die this time. He does crush his way out, but I don't know whether he's going to be running fast enough. Oh, the rupture's going to miss. He gets the speed up. Stand aside is going to come down as Canna desperately trying to run away. He will. He'll get out, and Deft is going to cash in. Now he's looking for even more as Canyon gets over the wall. It's a flash forward. It's a disaster, and DRX, they cannot get anything in this game. There is no chance.
No chance at all, and Canyon on the chase here, wants to close the gap here to maybe set up another Q. He's not going to be able to get that far, unfortunately, with his ult in this case.
As okay, Canyon going to be throwing minions towards them. All right, the train is going to be parked. He's taking a lot of damage. The all-out's going to be used as it's Rascal to go down first. Kellen going to get the death from below. There goes the perfect game as Canyon tanks up 4. And DPlus KIA, they're thinking about wanting to go for a Baron, but they're not going to be able to do so because they just lost their jungler.
Yeah, and that's not silent teleport.
They'll just kill everyone. That's the plan. Deft going to cash in yet again. That's another death from below, and that is just everyone falling like dominoes. DRX lying on the floor as DK move towards the inhibitors, and they may just put this game to rest right now.
I think the answer is going to be yes, they will. Unfortunately, Canyon just had to push the envelope. He had to do what his job is to Sion in this case instead of playing for the...
You have to utilize the passive, Wolf.
Yeah.
Otherwise, are you even really playing Sion as Rascal?
Look at the damage.
Respawn. Paddock's real dead. And yeah, Rascal just wants to try and move minions away from this one, but Deft, he's very low, but so is the Nexus. It's going to go down, and DPlus KIA in an extraordinarily short game will win game 1 as Showmaker triples the damage of his lane opposition. Of course, Cassante not necessarily going to be able to do that unless you're in a very different game state. This was honestly DPlus KIA winning in the draft, having that mind game, putting the Scion in the jungle. Oh, Def. For his 701st game, going back to a champion. I think this is one of the champions that he has the lowest win rate on, with a decent sample size of like over 3 games.
Yeah, the Ezreal makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, this one he certainly played a whole lot more. We'll see how he goes against the inhibitors in this particular tournament. I think in this particular game, I think he'll probably be all right.
So my issue here with this DRX draft is that it will not have any prio. Cassante can have some top prio, but that's not relevant at all. It's the Ezreal Yuumi that you're going to have to try to trade early on.
If they're around a dragon, not being able to go in, maybe this is going to work out. Top onto the rift.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. I love it. Perfect. I hope that's because they were listening, as we are just going to get some... Oh! Rascal!
Call Kespa!
You know what? It's I'm going to call for a pause. Refs! That is not on. That is not allowed.
That's definitely not going to get you any points.
No points at all. No points at all. That is just poor form.
It really is.
Poor form, Rascal. Nautilus has been a while. Also, whether this is correct or not. If this is correct, then my brain will explode.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, here comes that gank.
Yeah, that is the Incinerate. It is going to be enough as the flash comes out. Yehu going to be able to get out of there, and in comes Beryl. Canyon in trouble as Showmaker throws another Q. That is going to cause Yehu to get out of there, and Rascal was roaming down.
Look for those ganks pre-6 with Wukong can't fight you as well. Get that Jax ahead.
Well, Hook is going to connect there as he does get himself a bit of a shield, but still kind of taking so much damage. Doesn't have his flash available, and that is going to mean he dies. No funny business, not setting up for a gank. Just get Shelly up here.
Also here, I mean, Canyon is not that strong at this point in time to try to defend this.
Well, Hook is going to connect there. Decent amount of tankiness on Canna, but still taking a lot of damage. Shelly goes down as in they go. They look to knock him out, and they are going to be able to do so. Rascal tanking up the turret for a moment, but like you say, Canyon. And the Lumberjack going to get into position. Teleport through from Showmaker. Beryl off to the side, looking for that flank angle as in goes Canyon. Will find the Cyclone as there's the final chapter. Beryl gets into the backline as Deft is knocked up into the air. No one to die just yet, but oh, it's a big engage from who gets himself out of there as well as Paddock. Can he find the angle? Rascal finds one, but he is going to be taken down, and Ezreal starting to pop up in the fight, but it's Azeri that takes him out. Paddock trying to get the work done as Canyon is still alive. Canna gets taken down though, and now the zombie form is looking for the Jet Set Radio Zeri. She will be able to get herself out of there as now Canyon. Oh, no prowling projectile to be found. Control ward over the side, spotting to see whether anyone's taken any cheeky portals to get in here. Hook going to go wide this time as Showmaker puts down the bear. Paddock has ulted though as he skates into the back line. Manages to pick up the Annie, but oh my god, the rest of DRX are just obliterated. Deft will go down once again, and it is chaos here in the
Counter-Strike!
Counter-Strike is fantastic, but Canyon is going to stay alive. That pesky cat once again, Wolf.
If Rascal went bot and tried to threaten that turret, maybe they could pull him apart, but he just wants this engage. He's got flash, and they're moving forward.
They're going to get the
Rascal.
The Croco. There's the True Shot Barrage. Does a fair bit of work. The Hook is flash, but it's Canna that picks it up. He's happy to tank as much as they would like, but still not able to offer too much damage back. He does have to flash out of there.
And it's going to have to be a Jax teleport. There's no flank teleport. He has to just go in the middle of the fight.
Yep, Prowling Projectile does come on forward here. Yehu off on the side. Deft just standing his ground, but maybe he doesn't want to, as there is the skate forward. The Baron is now given up on as it's a fight on multiple fronts. Showmaker takes down the Nautilus already as Yehu is able to pick up the Annie, but he flashes forward, finds a couple with that Q. Canyon goes golden though, and now Deft gets himself into the fight. He has his best friend there as well as he's diving forward. Paddock, can he actually get some work done here is the question, and I just don't think he's going to be able to do so. And sort of mind game these flanks that he's trying to find right now, as we can see.
Speaking of, yeah.
Yeah, Showmaker possibly closed in on as there is the quickness. Beryl, unfortunately, though, going to go down at the very beginning of the fight. And Canyon, he's already out of there. Tibbers is the only one in any real danger. And I cast a curse the heck out of Beryl. I'm so sorry.
You really did.
You, mate. He's
could actually win this fight by getting a single kill.
Yep, they do spot Rascal on that flank.
Showmaker.
Barrage not doing all that much right now as in goes Canna. Will get interrupted as Deft is now in the pit. Yehu taking a lot of damage as Rascal. He wants to find that perfect moment. Mystic shots, though, are starting to land.
Rascal has to go in at some point.
Well, can he actually find the angle is the question, because Canna is just a brick wall standing in front of them. And DPlus there, once again, they're the ones that are firing shots, and DRX are just waiting. They're biding their time, but you cannot wait forever. This dragon is going to fall. The hook is going to land onto Canna, but he just walks his way out. Prowling projectile, not doing too much as Deft, just taking pot shots, one after the other. As now Beryl is going to dive forward. The interruption, though, onto Rascal as Yehu gets himself in there as well. Deft untouched for now as Beryl is going to go down. Has he done enough is the question, though, as Yehu gets Deft out of that pit, and now no one's in there for DPlus KIA. They dive forward, the Elder that's taken by the Zeri of all people, and now it's Paddock that says goodnight.
Looks like a game 3 to me, Atlas. I cannot believe DRX are gonna win this one. They were behind 4 Drakes this entire time. Zeri with no Yumi, and it's against Hextech Soul, all the lockdown, and it looked like it was a shoo-in in that fight. And he steals the Elder, and DRX are gonna steal the game. What a game 2 we are watching right now after what was a total shellacking. Hardly you could even call game 1 a game, and they are bouncing back here in a huge way.
Yep, 4-2-4 on Rascal as well. This guy's Jax, absolutely amazing. That's where it started, and that's where it ends as he throws his lamppost into the Nexus to take down DPlus KIA in game number 2.
They've got Wukong, Annie engaged, right? And Showmaker was dueling with Rascal in that final fight. They were trading spots constantly, non-stop, trying to prevent the flank. Showmaker did his best. Rascal still got in there, and Paddock.
So, if DPlus KIA do make a delay,
well, Beryl,
it's Dunzo, and Beryl,
he's got a skin.
Skins, man.
I think he's probably just going to play Nautilus, though, or perhaps even Leona. I would like in this. Okay, he's going for it, though. I mean, look, if you hit the Ash Arrow, and then you have the follow-up poke guaranteed to hit, it is very strong. This is significantly nerfed, but, I mean, the ultimate is where it's at. The nerf was really on what it does in the early laning phase, which could have been, on a previous patch, you'd be like, oh, it's doomed for Zeri in this lane.
He could be a sitting duck in this game, and his AD carry is named after a duck. Let's just jump on the road. As Canyon wants to put a stop to these shenanigans ASAP.
Yeah, very early here, no vision. Paddock in a risky spot here is going to see if he could flash this W. Well, he doesn't know he was about to, but he certainly might want to. Beryl going to check, maybe?
Well, nope. There's the flash forward, and Beryl might just be dead already. That's first blood going to Deft. I don't know whether it's certification, but it's on its way. DRX should have this level of control in this lane. Like, this is still so oppressive.
This is kind of default what this lane is looking to do early. Even though this was nerfed, as you mentioned, it's still very strong. And on the top side of the map, we could see Canyon commit to could have seen a commitment to the gank, but Kana is not going to go for it, so he's just going to try to take those top side Krugs, and that's the only cross map he's getting, which is equalized here by Kroko stealing, of course, his own. So DPlus not really getting anything on the other side of the map here at all.
Well, Kroko taking a bit of damage as Deft is dashing after him. He just wants none of this. Beryl's trading back nicely, but that full minion wave, I think, is just missed by the Zeri player.
Yehu finally feels like he's got enough control of this lane to push forward.
Yep, Flash Bear just going to come through, and in fact, it's not the Bear. It's the Incinerate comes on in, and Yehu taking a lot of damage. Beryl in position, though, as Kroko's moving over, but another stun will land. The Jace in so much trouble. Kellen somehow picks up the kills. Now Deft wanting to grab more. He can skate over, and Kroko is just going to die. Loses his aftershock and just gets zapped, and now DPlus KIA can transition so effortlessly into this Mountain Drake.
Yeah, I mean that I can... Okay, hold on. Wait.
Bear
Yehu
doing battle with Yehu. Yehu having a bit of trouble here, but 50 gold. No, the turret gets the 50 gold.
Oh,
you don't get that. Okay, well, Paddock's in a bit of trouble here. Speaking of Paddocks, there's a Ram! And the Brittle Varus is going to get sent home. Beryl just getting entirely ignored here by Canna.
All right, so
there's the dash, the flash forward immediately, the cleanse out from Deft, trying to get these autos in, but the Nature's Grasp was flying forward and he knew he was dead. Rascal going to be able to send him home. With taking this Ocean Drake as Arrow going to connect onto Showmaker in the mid lane. Shock Blast comes down, he does break his stopwatch. I don't know whether it's going to save his life. The flash comes in, there's the Wild Growth. as DPlus KIA setting up for this first Drake. They'll start it off. Yehu off to the side. Piercing arrow connects onto Canna, and you can see how much that is going to be a problem as Nature's Grasp does come down. Canna trying to get into position as Yehu does connect the Shock Blast onto Deft. Half the health bar here of Canna. As there's the flash Tibbers. The bear comes down and finds the backline. The flash forward from Canna isn't fantastic though as Rascal gets into the fight, but Deft takes matters into his own hands. Just eliminates the backline entirely. And now everything has fallen apart. The Phalanx has split and the flashes forward from Deft. He is mad about what happened in game 2.
It's just, it might be too much. You know, the lead is so massive here at this point for this area. Croco.
Yeah, it's going to be a stun onto Croco. Cops bear to the face as well as the Nature's Grasp came through, but it's not going to be enough to save him, I don't think. The Ram is going to fly by, looking a little bit cool there as Twisted advance onto Tibbers. That ain't going to be the way out of that situation as Rascal gets in, but a little bit too late. No jungler. Possibly just time for Baron.
Yeah, no, they do not have a lot of that great engage here to peel in this fight, but Rascal isn't here at all, so he's going to need a TP in. They are going to contest this. This is risky from DRX, but you don't want to just give this up.
Yep, he's got his Zhonya's now as he does flash on in. Deft in trouble, but oh, the wild growth it's used onto Canna. That's a little bit frightening there if you are a Deft fan, but he gets himself out of there. They're inside the pit. It's a flip. It's taken by Rascal of all people. Deft tries to fight it out, but it does not work. And oh man, cue up the yakety sacks because this game has gone off the rails.
This game is far from over, and Showmaker's gonna die here, Kellen too, and that's a full wipe across the board.
Oh man, they get
Besides
to keep the Barons. Nothing's over just yet, and there is a Zeri on the map. She also has an Enchanter support as well, which is going to make things even more scary. But look at this flank angle. Really fantastic as Deft. Trying to get some auto attacks down, but there's the counter-strike. There's the threat as Deft tries to get out of the way. Now the Ram's going to come through. They transfer to Croco. That is the first kill. Rascal goes golden yet again and now dives forward. The flash out, though, is immediate, and Rascal's going to be taken out. Deft grabs that kill as well, and DRX have to back away.
DRX like, yeah, I dare you to try to threaten a trade. We'll take this trade any day of the week. And fighting for these control wards is massive for the poke. You know, giving that vision is so critical here so that you can actually land that poke as the Varus here, as the Jace. They have control ward control of this push. So hard to approach here. DPlus going to try to push the turret.
Yeah, oh man, that's a lot of damage taken by Croco. Knockup does come forward.
Don't know about this.
May have overextended. He takes the arrow to the knee and is then going to call the Ram, but it's not going to be pushed back. Rascal finding the angle. Kellen going to be taken out first. Deft is still alive, but he doesn't have anyone to stand behind, and DRX have found it.
Yeah, Kana really dropping the ball in this one. That was not the time to go in. They did not have the follow-up, and he is punished hard for it. Way too close to the sun there. Arrow to the knee.
Heralders has been put together. Arrow going to immediately be cleansed there.
He's going in.
Deft, he's just going to flash, going to cleanse. All right, not sure about that one as they're taking so much poke. This is what the composition wants to do, and now that is cooldowns used by DPlus KIA, and DRX punished them for it.
They certainly do. You can see he's slowly moving forward here as Deft damaging that Drake.
Yeah, well, here is the Ram. They look for that opportunity. The Ornn is going to get stunned, so can't actually push it back. Knockup is only onto the trees. Kellen is so incredibly low as in they go. Right diving forward is Keo, who's going to be taken down. Deft grabs that one, and now he's safely over the wall. Unfortunately, the Jax doesn't do anything, and it's a double. 11 kills now for the Zeri.
I mean, they've got the damage.
I don't think that they want to spend too much longer here as Deft is just all the way forward. He had the cleanse as Beryl. He has to get towards this fountain as quickly as he can to heal back up, but Deft is just ripping through these turrets. Croco in trouble now. There's a twisted advance. Doesn't quite find the value on the Bramble Smash, though, unfortunately, and misses that one as well as Beryl. Coming back, he's at 50%, but he's desperate to slow them down. And like you say, no minions.
Okay,
going to be
TP from Rascal. Can they catch anybody here? Yehu also has TP. It's actually from Yehu.
Oh no, Canyon is just going to kill Beryl here before anything has really happened, but still, Yehu is going to turn up like you were talking about. There's the shock blast.
Damage. Rascal's here too. Can DPlus get out?
Oh no, they're just a little bit out of time here. And so Rascal can't quite get in. Yehu's just going to be taken down. Deft grabs that one, dashes.
Hold on.
All the way, but he's taken
Rascal!
Maker, and he's down to his GA now. Rascal, can you kill Deft? That is the question. He skates away, but it's Croco. He doesn't have the damage, and I think Deft is still going to be able to do it here. Croco will be taken out. The piercing arrow, not enough. The flash has to come forward. Oh, getting out of the way of that extendo beam was very important. Well, Rascal's inside the pit now. Sorry, Canyon is. Rascal can dive on forward.
Rascal.
Strike. They've set it up. Croco, can you get in here and try and steal this one away? Is Canyon going to be able to stun him? He takes down the tree. Rascal is going to be in once again as the Baron is secured by the Maokai that isn't actually on DRX. It was a member of DPlus KIA for that moment, and they'll be able to take it now to crush the rest of the base. Yeah, and
Barely.
Deft is going to need a bit more CS here as well. He's only at 517 right now as this last Nexus turret in trouble. Tibbers was battering it. Nice double knock-up once again. This Paddock is going to be the first one to go down. Rascal should be the next one to fall. The counter-strike is good, but it is not good enough. And it's a double for Deft as they say goodnight to the Nexus. A far more difficult best of 3 though, and hats off to DRX for making them work for it. Yeah, I would say that Deft did relatively well that game. I think that he could have got to 600 CS though. That was my biggest issue, because I think if you don't go above your opposition by 200, then you don't